So the Houston Texans decided to stick with Tom Savage. They made the Savage move to change quarterbacks midstream yesterday. And, of course, the crowd cheered because everybody's favorite quarterback is the backup quarterback. Quote from Bob McNair, their owner, "I'm just glad I wasn't the one that had to make the decision. I mean, it was a gutsy call. Give Coach credit. He made a change. It was good for the team. We benefited from it. Now we have 3 good quarterbacks, and we're proud of all of them. We're proud of all of them." That just sounds like the most fatherly figure stuff. The third quarterback is, you know who the third quarterback is?
Brandon Weeden.
Brandon Weeden, who got off the schneid and won a game for them last year after being cut by the Dallas Cowboys, which I thought it was a mistake. They actually do have 3. As quarterbacks go, I would say Cowboys have the best 3 quarterbacks. Right? Like Tony Romo's your backup. Dak Prescott's your starter. Mark Sanchez, you can say what you want, but to have Mark Sanchez as your third-string quarterback, that's the best trio of quarterbacks. You can only play one, though, obviously. That's the best trio of quarterbacks in the National Football League. So they decided they're sticking with him. Wow. Now, it should be pointed out that one of the reasons Brock Osweiler ended up in Houston was he was ticked that he got benched last year and Peyton Manning got to win a Super Bowl. So, and by the way, I would be ticked too. Because even though the offense wasn't moving smoothly with Brock Osweiler, it was always better with Brock Osweiler as opposed to Peyton Manning throughout last season. Like people, oh, the offense isn't good. Like, dude, the offense was terrible with Peyton Manning. Just was. Terrible. But I love that he's like, yeah, like I've been down here before. And I do think it's a mature approach to be, hey, it's about winning games, next man up. Also, it's about the fact I'm already getting paid. It doesn't really matter, dude. Like, I'm getting $37 million guaranteed. So this may work out. It may not work out. But what a bold move. That takes some lower intestinal fortitude. That's one of those ones that it better work. I do think they got to the point to which he had to at least take a look at it. And I'm maybe more surprised that he's decided to stick with Savage than he made the call to go to Savage to begin with. Yes, Kluger.
I just think it's interesting because, I mean, I feel like it's oftentimes hard to believe what a head coach says, but he said in that quote, O'Brien said in that quote, like, we don't judge our quarterbacks based on how much money they make, but it's like, then what took so long to make this move? I mean, Osweiler's been really bad all season long.
I do think it's
Which leads me to believe that how much Brock Osweiler makes was part of the decision-making factor earlier in the season.
Absolutely a part of a factor. It may not be as big a factor in Houston as it is other places, and it may not be as big a factor heading forward. But it's definitely a factor. I agree with you. I mean, that's why but it also is like, look, it's his first year in a system. It's a complex system. It's a completely different system than the one he came from. As Eddie George was just talking about Jeff Fisher. Like, look, you get less and less time with your coaches now because of the new collective bargaining agreement. Like, you don't get a ton of time in OTAs and even in the preseason. You're not having 2-a-days like you used to.
Yeah, but remember, O'Brien didn't even meet with Osweiler before they signed him.
Right. But again, that has nothing to do with his success or lack thereof.